Welcome to the official Sales and Marketing for Beauty Conference podcast. This is your go-to destination for real-world insights on building, growing, and thriving in the beauty industry. Whether you're a beauty entrepreneur, a salon or spa owner, a product brand owner, or an aspiring professional, you're in the right place. Each episode is your personal masterclass in beauty entrepreneurship, from sales strategy and social media tips to brand building and behind the scenes stories from industry leaders. SAMB is more than a podcast or an event. We're a year round support system. Mark your calendar for SAMB 2025, our flagship conference happening November 5th through the 7th. It's a virtual event. And so we have a lot of global speakers as well as speakers there in the US and local to New York City. We'll also have some local networking opportunities, and there'll be virtual networking opportunities. And so there'll be hands-on workshops, one-to-one consultations, expert led sessions, all designed to help you scale and succeed and get real actionable strategies and tips to grow the sales and marketing function of your business, right? So stay tuned for the podcast. Make sure you check out our website, and we hope to see you at SAMB 2025.
Today, we're jumping into something fascinating, something that, well, influences a lot of us, maybe more than we realize. We're talking about the forces, often kind of hidden, that shape why we pick that specific beauty product off the shelf. You know, you're standing there, dozens of options. What makes you reach for one? So our mission is to unpack how design, and we mean both the packaging itself, the thing you hold, and the physical stores, the experiences, how they guide our choices in the, let's face it, super crowded beauty world. We've gone through a bunch of research looking at insights on like packaging that sells and also the impact of things like pop-up shops and experiential retail. We're aiming to pull out the key stuff for you.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is just how much gets decided almost instantly before you even consciously think about buying. In a market that's just overflowing with choices, that first impression a product makes, it's not just important, it's like critical. Everything. Some studies show we make these subconscious judgments, about whether we like something in literally 50 milliseconds. That's faster than blinking. So the packaging isn't just a box or a bottle, and the shop isn't just four walls. They're acting as like strategic ambassadors for the brand. Silent salespeople, really. We're kind of looking at it from two angles today, right? There's the silent pitch on the shelf, the packaging, and then there's the more immersive side, the memory-making thing that happens when you actually step into a physical brand space, experiential retail. Both super important, but they connect in different ways.
Whoa, 50 milliseconds. That's wild. It really hammers home that idea of packaging being the first handshake, That silent pitch. I was actually thinking about this the other day walking down an aisle or even just scrolling online. You do make these snap judgments. What is it that makes us stop and actually look for more than a second?
Well, it really comes down to how well that packaging connects with us on two levels, emotionally and practically. Emotionally, it's all those design cues, right? The color, the font they use, the feel of the material. It all sends these instant signals about the brand's personality without us even processing it consciously. Like you see a really minimalist, maybe black and white bottle, you might instantly think luxury or sophisticated or something bright and, playful that might scream approachable or fun. It's visual language. And in beauty, our choices are often tied up with who we are or who we want to be, right? Self-expression. So the packaging itself becomes part of that lifestyle image. Take Glossier, for example. Their success wasn't just the product, that iconic pink packaging, the clean font. It communicated this whole vibe of accessibility, community, modern kind of effortless beauty. People really bought into that whole aesthetic. The packaging was almost as famous as the stuff inside.
That connection is so strong, the emotion, the look. But okay, here's where I wonder. We get drawn in by the beautiful bottle, the promise, but then you get it home. And if it leaks, or the pump is fiddly, or it's just a pain to use, doesn't all that initial magic kind of evaporate? The function has to match the form, right?
Well, absolutely. You've hit on something crucial there. That's where functionality becomes just as important. It's pivotal, actually. Beauty users really, really value convenience and precision and hygiene, obviously. Think about an airless pump. It looks sleek, sure, but its main job is protecting those, sensitive active ingredients from air and light so they stay effective. That's function. Or a really good dropper for a serum lets you get just the right amount, no waste. Even something simple like a compact, having a decent mirror. It enhances the experience. These things aren't just nice-to-haves. They subtly tell you the brand cares about quality and how you actually use the product. And the flip side is true too. Bad packaging can completely kill a product's reputation, even if the formula itself is great. We've all had those, right? Like those wide-mouth jars where you're dipping your fingers in, potentially contaminating it, or dispensers that just seem to waste half the product. So yeah, it's not just about ease of use. Good functionality communicates care. It shows attention to detail. And that care, that builds trust over time.
Okay, so it sounds like every single choice, the shape of the bottle, the texture of the label, the type of closure, it's all part of telling a story. Like a silent narrative about what the brand thinks is important.
Exactly. It's a really powerful form of nonverbal storytelling. Every element sends a message. You see clean beauty brands, for instance, often using recycled paper cartons, maybe an uncoated, more natural finish. That immediately signals we care about the environment. Or think about Aesop, their consistent look, those simple amber bottles, minimalist labels. It evokes this kind of old school apothecary vibe that says we focus on the ingredients, on efficacy. It feels trustworthy, almost clinical, but in a good way. And then at the other end of the spectrum, you have luxury brands like Chanel Beauty. They use heavy glass, maybe metallic accents, that weight, that coolness to the touch. It conveys exclusivity, craftsmanship, a sense of timelessness. These aren't just containers, they're objects that communicate status. So the real key here, the takeaway, is cohesion. The packaging has to align perfectly with everything else the brand does. Its visual identity, its ads, who it's trying to reach. It needs to feel seamless.
And something that feels really important now, maybe more than ever, is sustainability. It seems like for a lot of us, what the packaging is made of and what happens to it after is becoming just as crucial as the serum or lipstick inside. How are brands dealing with that? It feels like a minefield sometimes, avoiding the greenwashing trap.
It's a massive shift. And yeah, it's definitely a challenge for brands. Sustainability isn't just a nice bonus anymore. It's a core expectation, especially, for Gen Z and millennials. They're actively looking at a product's environmental footprint when they make a purchase. So we're seeing a ton of innovation here. Refillable systems are becoming much more common. Biodegradable materials. Brands trying to use less outer packaging overall. These aren't just eco-friendly moves, they're becoming genuine selling points. Fenty Skin did this really well, launching with refillable pods for their moisturizers and cleansers. They made it part of their story sustainable and stylish. But here's the thing, brands have to communicate this clearly and honestly. If you're using recycled materials, say so, make it obvious. If it's refillable, explain how it works easily. Because if customers don't know, or if it feels like you're just saying your grain without really backing it up, that's greenwashing, and it can seriously damage trust. Authenticity is key.
Right. And then there's a whole online world. So much beauty shopping happens digitally now. How does packaging have to adapt when its first job is to look good on a screen, not necessarily on a shelf?
Yeah, that's another huge factor. E-commerce changes the game. Packaging absolutely has to perform visually online. It needs to grab your attention on a crowded web page or in an Instagram feed, so designers are thinking more about things like high contrast, bold fonts that are easy to read even when small, textures that can be shown effectively in close-up photos, making it look appealing even though you can't touch it. These details help a product jump out when you're scrolling through hundreds of options. And for brands that rely heavily on social media, the packaging itself often becomes content. Think about Rare Beauty. Those soft, matte pastel tubes, the unique round applicator handles, they're instantly recognizable. People photograph them, put them in videos, they're super shareable. So the packaging becomes this visual asset that helps spread the word organically. It's not just holding the product, it's part of the marketing.
It's really amazing how much strategy goes into something we might just glance at, the silent story it tells. But sometimes seeing isn't enough, is it? Sometimes a brand wants you to do more than just see the story. They want you to step inside it, experience it. Which brings us to physical spaces.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. Why are things like pop-up shops and these big experiential retail events becoming, well, seemingly more important even when everything's so digital?
It really taps into something fundamental, I think, a basic human desire for real, tangible interaction. In a world where we spend so much time looking at screens, those real-life sensory experiences, they start to feel like a real luxury. We still want to, touch the textures, smell the scents, actually try the products on our skin, play around. And that's the gap that experiential retail fills. Whether it's a temporary pop-up or a permanent immersive store, it offers something unique, something memorable that you just can't get online. It's about building that deeper emotional connection.
So it's about creating a moment, not just a store. More than just transactions. It sounds like there must be a kind of, well, a playbook for getting it right. Strategies to make sure these experiences actually stick with people.
Absolutely. There definitely are key things brands need to focus on if they want these temporary spaces to have a real, lasting impact. We could break down maybe 5 key tips. First off, and this is crucial, define your objective. Before anything else, you have to be clear on why you're doing this pop-up or event. Is it purely about generating buzz for a new launch, testing the waters in a new city, getting press coverage? Your goal dictates everything else. So say you're launching a new skincare line. Your space should probably focus on education, discovery, maybe live demos, skin consultations. But if it's all about just boosting general brand awareness, then maybe you focus more on really bold visuals, getting influencers in, making it super Instagrammable to maximize reach. Clarity, purpose first. Okay, second, build a multi-sensory experience. This is huge for beauty. It's inherently sensory, so the space needs to engage more than just the eyes. Think about the whole atmosphere. Could you use scent diffusers with a signature brand fragrance? What about lighting? Does it match your brand's colors and mood? Are there textures people can touch? Can they actually play with the products easily? Even the music, the ambient sound, contributes. Imagine a clean beauty brand's pop-up. Lots of natural wood, soft light, maybe calming botanical scents. Feels pure, right? Now contrast that with a bold, edgy makeup brand. Maybe neon lights, high-energy music, mirrored surfaces. Totally different vibe. The goal is to make it feel like stepping into the brand's world. Engage all the senses you can. It makes it so much more memorable. Third, and this is almost non-negotiable today, design for social media moments. Your pop-up needs to be a content creation engine. Its success isn't just about how many people walk through the door, it's also about how many people post about it online. So think about including specific photo opportunities, curated little scenes, maybe a statement wall with your logo, perhaps some fun AR filters people can use, custom lighting that makes selfies look great. Brands like Glossier, Fendi, they are masters at this. Photo booths, cool branded mirrors, obvious spots designed for that perfect Instagram shot. Because when visitors share their photos and tag the brand, that's powerful organic marketing. It extends the reach way beyond the physical space and time, creates a buzz. Fourth is about collecting data thoughtfully and transparently. Experiential retail offers a great chance to learn about your customers directly, but you have to do it respectfully. Whether it's asking for email signups, having people take a quick skin quiz, maybe leaving a review, or playing some kind of interactive game, you need to offer real value in return. Make it feel like part of the fun, not a chore. Like scan this QR code and get a free deluxe sample, or vote for our next lipstick shade, or get a personalized routine emailed to you. And crucially, be totally transparent about what data you're collecting and why. Building trust around data is so important for loyalty. And finally, number 5, extend the experience beyond the space. The pop-up itself might be temporary, but the relationship shouldn't be. The follow-up is key. Think about sending personalized thank you emails after their visit. Maybe offer an exclusive discount for attendees. Give them early access to the next product drop. You can even use the data you collected to retarget them with online content tailored to what they seemed interested in while they were there. And consider how the experience can live on. Could elements be toured? Could you create a virtual walkthrough online? Live stream parts of it. The best ones leave a trace long after they close.
Wow, okay, so it's really not just about showing up physically, it's this whole integrated strategy. The ultimate goal seems way bigger than just shifting product right then and there. It's about making people feel something, right? Creating an emotional imprint that lasts much longer than the visit itself.
Exactly, that's the core of it.
Yeah.
If we sort of zoom out and connect it all, both the careful design of packaging and these immersive experiential moments, they're both about crafting a really intentional, really compelling story for the brand. A story that hopefully resonates deeply with you, the consumer. It's about turning a simple product into an experience, maybe turning a brand you just buy into a lifestyle you feel part of. Ultimately, it's all geared towards building those emotional connections because that's what fuels real, lasting loyalty in such a competitive space.
So much to think about there. What really stands out to you listening? If we think of packaging as that first quiet whisper of the brand's story and experiential retail as maybe the big immersive chapter, how do those two things work together in your mind? Do they always reinforce each other? Or have you ever seen amazing packaging that sets an expectation an in-store experience didn't quite meet? Or maybe the other way around. How do these different ways of communicating really combine to build that loyalty and shape how we see beauty itself? Hopefully this deep dive gives you some food for thought next time you're browsing online or in-store. Maybe you'll notice those little design choices and how they make you feel just a bit more.
Thanks for tuning in to the Song for Beauty podcast. This is a place where beauty meets community and it meets strategy and ideas. If anything resonated with you, if you were inspired, if ideas were sparked by this podcast, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, also share it. Be sure to check out www.samb4beauty.com. Stay tuned, and we hope to see you at the SAMB for Beauty conference this year in November. It's a virtual conference, November 5th through the 7th. There's a lot of great resources. You're going to access workshops, one-to-one consultations and membership. And then there are quarterly webinars for knowledge, and there's a knowledge base that you can access, all to support your efforts as you look at expanding some of your sales and marketing efforts for your business. We appreciate you checking in. Make sure to follow and check out the next episode.